What is up, party people? I am back, as if you could stop me, and I got some things to share. Let's get to it. Yes, that's right. Welcome back to another Art Lessons podcast after a short vacation. If you are new here, welcome. This show is about me expressing real-time ideas about creativity and how I apply them to my life. I am going to be talking to you about a lot of the things that I learned over the last few weeks. If you are new here, I have taken a short vacation, tiny little hiatus to just get some work done that didn't entail video, audio, or anything like that. I thought about doing some tiny little snippet video or audios for you guys, but then I said, nope, I'm going to stick to my plan. I'm not going to focus on the audio or the video for the 3 weeks that I was gone so that I could do the other things that I was going to do. I am here in my studio right now where I was doing most of that work. I'm a little bit messy. I got the painter shirt on. I got the beardy face on. I've got a large canvas behind me that got some work done, but it wasn't the main focus about what I was doing. It was a good focus, but because time constraints got a little tighter on the other things that I needed to do, this kind of took a back seat. The other things took a bigger seat, like the table show thing that I'm going to be doing. Folks, if you are in Long Beach between October 1st and October 15th, you should go check out the 18 by 18 table show at Made by Millworks on Pine Avenue. My table that I've been designing, decorating, painting is sitting right over here to my right, but you can't see it from the video, people. You can't see any of it. I have decided to hold off until the show actually happens. Now, the reception for those of you who will be in Long Beach, if you are going to be in Long Beach specifically on October 4th, November 4th, you should come by between 6 and 9. Again, Made by Millworks in Long Beach. Look it up. Come hang out with me and 17 other artists as we display our tables, show them off of the world, and talk about them, and you can come hang out with me. And, well, that's redundant. Hang out, eat little chips and crackers and cheese, probably. Maybe some wine. Don't eat the wine, drink the wine. I don't know what's going to be there. I just know the tables are going to be there, and a lot of creative people are going to be hanging out. And I'm going to be one of them, and you can come down and play with us. All right. Enough of the pitch. So I was working on that table because it took me a little bit longer than I expected. As I'm prone to do, I just kept adding layers and layers and layers until it finally became a thing. But now it is a thing, and now I get to move on to other things, like the big canvas behind me, and some other paintings that I've been working on today, some smaller pieces, because as well as being at this show on Saturday, I'm also going to be in an event called First Fridays, also here in Long Beach, and I've got to get some new material for that because I haven't created new material for that type of show in a while, so I need to bang some stuff out. I've been a little busy, all for the good reasons. But what's funny about all of this is that some people thought I wasn't coming back. Some people thought I was burnt out. I actually got several comments from people saying that, wow, sorry you're having such a rough time. Like, I wasn't having a rough time. I was having a great time. I was having a fantastic time. I just needed to focus on something new. But we'll address that in a second. I wanted to address some of the other things, like the beardy face. The beardy face is important. Of course, I already had the beard, but now I'm growing the thing above the lip and then the side thing. I'm doing that for a very specific reason. Some of you may be aware of a thing called Movember. You can go to Movember.org. It's like November, but with an M. And Movember was created by a couple of Aussie guys, Australian dudes, who decided to raise awareness for prostate cancer, and they did so every November by growing a mustache, or as they refer to it in Australia, a mo. So Movember was created, and now millions of men across the world, and women too, support Movember by growing a mustache. The women don't grow, well, I guess some women can probably grow a mustache, but most don't. Because I look terrible, absolutely horrific, in just a mustache, I've decided to go with what I call Movem beard. So I'm growing the whole beard and the mustache. I don't have an official Movember link that I can share with you guys yet so that you guys can go donate to my little plan, my little pledge page, but I will have that up shortly. I'll get it and I will link to it, and hopefully, maybe even by the time this goes live, there'll be a link in the description. If there's not a link in the description this time, there will definitely be a link in the description on the next video and or podcast that I do. Be prepared. So like I said, the hiatus is done and I had a great time. I enjoyed myself. I relaxed a lot. I probably could have done more video, but I definitely wanted to relax a little bit. To the people who were thinking that the hiatus had something to do with me being burnt out, I guarantee you it was not that. It was time for me to just take a little break. I had work to do, and I wanted to spend time with my family, with my boy. I think it's important for us to get out of the mindset that when we're working, We just have to work. We have to constantly work, and we have to not stop. I think it's important for us to remember that we get to take breaks, take time to decompress. If you are feeling stressed out, if you are feeling burned out, then yes, you should probably be taking a break. Or if you feel like you have to work on some other project so that you can get it done as opposed to doing the thing that you're meant to be doing or normally doing, then go do that and be okay with it. It's this weird stigma in America that if you're not working, you're failing. Or if you're not working, there must be something wrong. It's weird to me that some people still feel that way, as if the work itself is the reward, or the work itself is what your purpose is. Everything else is a failure. I don't agree with that at all. I firmly believe that the breaks, the time away, the focusing on different things creates new opportunity for us within the work that we normally do. The stuff that I did while I was on hiatus helped me find new inways to the stuff that I'm doing most of the time, the art or the videos or the podcast or whatever. So to those of you who have asked me about the hiatus being a decompression, yeah, okay, so it was a little bit of that, but it wasn't the main focus. I'm okay, I'm good, I'm totally awesome, and I'm looking forward to getting back. In fact, I was actually a little bit rushing around because I was like, oh shoot, I gotta record today. I am glad to be back and happy to be back here. I can't wait to tell you about all the things that we are doing. When I say we, I mean me. I don't know what you were doing. If you were doing something cool, great. Show me, talk about it in the comments below this video. So what did I learn while I was gone? I'll tell you, I learned some very important things, some very important lessons in regards to the work that I'm doing. I'm excited to share those with you because they're going to affect you. They're going to affect you in a way that you may or may not like. I'm going to be fair about that. May or may not appreciate some of the things that I've learned that I'm going to implement as change on the video or on the podcast or just in the daily operations of what is Dave. First off, soon this microphone will be gone. The reason that is happening is because I am getting new gear. I am investing in new equipment. And one of the things that I'm investing in is a camera that can have a microphone on top so that I don't have to have this giant phallic symbol in my face. I'm sure it doesn't bother some of you, but it bothers me because I feel like I have to live in this little tight little zone right around the microphone when I'm doing it, when some of you know that I'm pretty expressive and I like to move around a little bit. That's going to be a new change. It's happening soon. I was saving up some money for it, and then I had to transfer the money, and the money's not... I don't know why it's taking so long, but it's not in the bank account yet. But as soon as it's in the bank account, I'm going to buy the thing that I need to buy and the other things, and then I'm going to have it here. During this next season of episodes that I'm going to be doing, the sound will probably change once again. For better or worse, I don't know, we'll see, but we're going to give it a shot because I'm eager to get rid of this thing in front of my face. If I were just doing a podcast and not videos, I probably wouldn't care much about it, but because it is video, it's a little distracting to me. I don't want to be distracted, and I don't want you to be like, what is that thing on his face? Maybe you're not doing that, but that's how I feel sometimes. I'd rather you be looking at my beautiful, chin of hair, especially through Movember, where you can donate once I have a link. Another thing I'm going to add to this is a little bit more of an entrepreneurial spirit, which means I'm going to have sponsors, if you will. And the sponsor will be me. I'll be sponsoring my own show with my own stuff, which I'm establishing now. And that's a conversation for another time because it's changing what I'd already said I was going to change before, but going back to the other thing that I was doing before. And it's a bigger conversation that I want to have here, so we'll talk about that later. But yes, very soon you're going to see me or hear me saying, this show brought to you by swag that I created, or this show brought to you by Patreon, my thing on Patreon, because yes, I'm going to do Patreon. I have hedged about it before, but I'm definitely invested in it. If you're not familiar with Patreon, basically it's a service that allows you to contribute to the creators that make things in different ways. And when you jump into different levels, you get different things. So it's sort of like crowdfunding, but it's like a subscription-based crowdfunding thing. I'll explain more later. It's coming. It's going to be a part of this because I know there's some people that would support me if they could, and maybe they want to do more than just buy a mug or a shirt or even a painting. Maybe they want to do a little bit more because I try to contribute and do more things for them here, and I'm going to give them that opportunity. And along with that opportunity, more than just, hey, here's a few bucks, Dave, they're going to be getting special things that come directly from me that are only unique to the people that subscribe. That's coming. And we'll hone it and get it refined and get it cool and get it, and you're going to be wanting to join, I guarantee it, because I'm going to make it worth your while. But even if you don't, you're still going to get cool content. I'm not going to hold back the podcast or the videos. You're still going to get plenty. You just may get more if you join. And the biggest thing that I'm going to be adding here to the videos, to the podcast, is embracing creativity as a muscle. Talking to you more about that, because one of the things that I did learn is that while I was painting this giant painting behind me and the table itself, is I was stepping into new territory. The painting behind me basically has a large bouquet of flowers, of roses, if you will. It's abstract in nature, but it's new territory for me. I've told myself that I was going to do this painting for a while. When I first started it, it was a little bit scary, didn't quite feel right, but as I went along and expressed myself and really just kind of put like blind ambition into it, it kind of became something cool. And I'm really stoked on it. It's not done yet, but it's getting there, and I'm feeling really, really good about it. It's feeling better because I'm practicing creative spirit more. The more I practice, the stronger I get. And the stronger I get, the more willing I am to go even further. I believe that it's important for us to dabble into creativity, step into areas that we are not familiar with, because we are never going to feel creatively fulfilled unless we test our limits. This is my limitation right now, but once I've done this, I'm not going to just continue to paint more roses. I mean, I may do that, but that's not all I'm going to do. At some point, the roses are going to become something else, and they're going to be even more abstract, and they're going to be just almost super loose representations of things, and maybe that turns into something else completely different. I'm just going to keep pushing myself creatively, because the more I do, the better it feels, and the better I feel, and the more that I want to share all of it with you here. One of the other changes that I'm going to be making, I almost forgot to share, is that I'm going to be doing a better job about focusing my attention, the content that I create, the things that I share, as platform-specific content. For example, YouTube is going to get more YouTube-centric content, meaning stuff that's a little bit more consumable and doesn't ramble on like the podcasts tend to do. The podcast can go a little bit extended because I know you are listening in your car or at the gym or on your walk or just in the studio while you paint. You're listening to me and not really caring about what the video is about. I'm telling you things you already know. So the podcast can be a little bit longer, but the video of this podcast is going to be shorter. For example, the things like the artist of the day or the question of the day, I will still share these things on YouTube, but I'm going to share them as separate pieces of consumable content as opposed to letting it run out continually in one video. And another upside to this is that this will allow me to create snippets of video that I can also share in other places like, say, Snapchat or Instagram or on Facebook. I'm also going to be creating content for those places that are very specific to them as well, because I believe that it's important that we share this stuff in the platform in the right way, as opposed to posting it in one place and then pushing it out everywhere. This creates more work for me. I'm not exactly sure how it's all going to lay out, but that's the goal. It's probably going to take me some time to ramp up to that fully. I'm a one-man shop. I'm doing it all by myself. I'm not like some of these guys that have a team of people doing all the content for them. So it's going to take me time to get there, but I'm okay with that. What's important is that I'm creating good quality content for you guys to listen to so that you absorb and maybe apply to your own life, but you're definitely getting entertained. It's making you happier just by being here. That's the dream. The dream. A lot of stuff went down over the hiatus. It might be pretty ambitious. Like I said, I'm not looking to make this change next week, next month. It's gonna take some time. And I'm okay with that because I'm in this for the long haul. This is not about quick decisions about making money or making things, doing things right now, getting everybody on board today. Just gonna keep showing up and showing up and showing up, because the one thing that drives me every single time I have a doubt about what I'm doing and where I'm headed, I'll get a comment from somebody that says, I really dig the stuff you're doing. Thanks so much for sharing. I appreciate it. It's all good. Thank you, Dave. And that one comment will give me enough juice to keep pushing forward. And as those comments keep coming in, I'm just going to get more powerful and stronger, just like a Hulk. I'm just going to keep getting better and better at this for you, because I want you to get as much out of this as I do. In fact, I want you to get more out of it. That's just going to make it better for everybody. And on that note, we're going to wrap this sucker up because I got other work to do. And you do too. If you want to hear the entire thing as one big piece, then you should go download the episode in iTunes or whatever place you find your podcast. Subscribe in iTunes, subscribe in YouTube, like and share to your heart's content. Also, if you don't follow me on Instagram or other places, you can always find me at Dave Connery everywhere. Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter. Facebook is actually Dave Connery Art, but still, you can find me in all of those places, and I will gladly allow you into the inner circle. Everyone's invited. My inner circle is very large. Well, not yet, but it will be. But you got to come hang out with me. So again, at Dave Condry. So that's it. I'm done. Remember, like, share, subscribe, and if you've done all of those things, well, then I will see you next week on the podcast. Or if you are watching on YouTube, I will see you in a couple of days when I do something a little bit different, talking to you more specifically about the changes I'm making video-wise and, incorporating a little bit more life into that. Thanks a lot, folks. Remember, be good today, be better tomorrow. See ya.